my daughter.
That's fucked. The fuck?
For adoption at 19. Should I tell her I'm her birth mom?
I don't know.
Yes or no?
Oh, that's a bit of a... I don't know. I don't know if she'd accept that, you know. I'd feel abandoned as a child if I knew that my mother just came... Actually,
I feel like there's so many factors that go into this. It's not a simple like yes or no. Something like this could really like shake their whole world. And are you healthy? Are you healthy enough to be in her life right now? You know, and
that's fact.
It's just a lot.
I'm kind of in the middle because like if the child wants to reach out to know their birth mom, 100%.
I think that perhaps she should have a conversation with the parents first and make sure that they know, and then getting their consent, basically.
That's a shout.
I see my 11-year-old daughter.
Oh, 11.
Often, and she doesn't know I'm her birth mom.
Oh. That's... How do you... Like, what are you then? Just a friend? The fuck? Friend to the parents? That means she does, like... She is in her life. But she doesn't know it. That's fucked. How can you just act normal around your daughter that you know that you literally gave away? Like, that's insane.
Oh. Does that change any of your minds?
What do you mean no?
So after hearing that she's 11 years old, I changed my mind because she's young. If she had been 18, and it'd be a different story.
I think I want to go over here. It's the 11 part that's
I'm like you, I'm like in the middle.
Very much in the middle.
Because
I'm coming over. She's so young, and to like get thrown that information at 11, it could go negatively, positively, and I feel like...
Well, if we take out the age and we say, because we didn't say she has to tell her this week, so how would y'all feel about telling her, you know, when she's 18 or whatever?
No, that's worse. Yeah. That's worse. I feel like she will hold even a bigger grudge. I feel like when you're younger, you're more understanding. When you're 18, you're like, you're grown now, and you're like, I don't need you. Like, you were never there for me. Yeah, me. I don't know, man.
But think of yourself like as an 11-year-old and think of yourself as like a 17, 18-year-old finding it out. I personally would rather find out at 11 than 18. Because then I would get more upset.
I'm gonna switch.
That's fact.
I'm gonna switch.
That's
when I think about 11, she's still innocent. She's still got that innocence in her. By the time she's 13, our periods, our boobs are coming, our minds are, we already got enough problems at 13, okay?
How I see it is I did have an 11-year-old boy that I had in my life who was asked to be put into me and my ex-husband's life. And he knew everything, and how he saw it is he was happy that there was somebody else who loved him. Why is it a bad thing that there is another person who loves this little girl so much that she wanted to give her a better life? Why not give that positive aspect to her? Like, I am another person who loves you and has been watching out for you from far, like a guardian angel.
I can't lie, bro. Some people this shouldn't even be like a predicament. Like, this shouldn't even be like a dilemma. Like, bro, that is your child. I don't care if you gave them up for adoption because you couldn't. You get me? If you had to give them away to adoption and you literally birthed the child into this world, why did you have the kid in the first place? You get me? Like, why did you put yourself through that to know that you're not capable of literally what's it called providing for the kid? Like, why would you birth it into this world if you are just gonna give it away to some adoption center or some shit? That's what so it is your job. I don't care. You don't have to wait, bro. You need to. That should be ASAP, man. You should do do that shit ASAP. Like, you should you have to be in their life. You're just not gonna tell her that that's stupid. It shouldn't even be a dilemma.
Reveal my identity, my birth daughter could possibly have a relationship with her half brother, my 10-month-old.
At this point, does that change anyone's minds?
Daughter could possibly have
If I reveal my birth daughter could possibly have a
a
relationship.
relationship with her half brother, my 10-month-old.
Yes, she's gonna have a brother. Like, why wouldn't she be happy?
At this point, does that change anyone's minds?
Of course.
Being a parent, and I went through surrogacy, but possibly have gone through adoption before. And even when we were going through adoption, we were always like, yes, we're always going to tell this kid where they come from, who their parents are, so that we can be open and communication.
Right.
Okay.
But that was our decision in the process being a parent. So these parents now who have taken over the adoption, they have a right to be able to say whether or not they want to know.
Yeah, I second that. I feel like a huge part of identity is just knowing where you come from, and it's almost counterproductive to her growth and her development to not be enlightened of where she comes from,
I moved because I'm personally adopted, and I don't know how I would feel knowing that my birth mom was in my life for so long, and knowing I was adopted, and just having all those questions and just not getting the answers, and my mom lying to me. So I just feel like if you're open and honest now, it's better.
They'll understand, but it's not traumatizing as much as 18 and you already got your life going.
Exactly.
Right.
And you did it for a reason, I assume. I believe my birth mom put me up for adoption because she couldn't take care of me. And I have this amazing life now because of that decision. Of course, there was some resentment and you didn't want me, da-da-da. But when I got older and stuff, I realized that it was all for the best of me.
Yeah, but
it's
not.
That's also a big thing. So kudos to you. That was definitely a hard decision, I believe.
As someone who has 3 half siblings, who I love with all my heart, but
I understand that they done it for the kids to have a better life, but at the same time, yo, do not birth a baby if you cannot even support them in this world. Don't do that shit. Don't put your own child through that shit. Them not actually having real love. I mean, it is real love, but it's not from the actual birth mum. It's not this I don't care what anyone says. You being loved by your a adopted, your not even step mum. I don't even know, what would you call it? Adopted mother, is not the same as the person that birthed you. It just isn't.
I wish I had a stronger relationship with them and did not get to grow up with them. I feel like adding that value to the child's life would be amazing.
I think what keeps me here, I like what a lot of...
I know the adopted mother. Not the... What would you call that? What would you call it? The mother that adopted... I'm just going to say that. Mother that adopted. You get me? The child. I know she's going to be pissed though. Because I reckon she might... The daughter might say, I want to live with my mum, my actual mum.
What you guys are saying and what we're saying too, this needs to include the parents, because the child could also have other brothers and sisters in the child's new family.
I specifically chose a gay couple, so she has 2 dads, with the intention of not having the issue of the mother later, because I knew I wanted to be in her life.
Oh my God. That's that. What the fuck? What? That's peak. That's peak for the parents. The fact she used that adoption thing as a placeholder. She was like, I'm just gonna give my kids to just rent a gay couple, just so I don't have to deal with the mum. You get me? Then I'll get back in her life later, once I get my shit sorted out. Bro, that is not how a child get me.
I have gotten permission from them multiple times and was given that as one of the criterias of the adoption. And I am treading extremely lightly around them, and they just continue to choose to not tell her.
Oh.
I think naturally she's gonna have questions about her mom. She's getting to the age where she's gonna hit puberty and be like, oh, you guys don't know about periods. How do I do this? What female.
I don't think.
He felt kind of offended there. You see that guy? Because obviously he's one of the people that may like. I think he had like surrogacy or some shit like he adopted some kid.
She's getting to the age where like she's gonna hit puberty and be like, oh, you guys don't know about periods. How do I do this?
He looked kind of pissed there. You see how
female-
uncomfortable
I
he
don't
looked.
think you should say that. That's problematic.
It's not problematic.
That they won't be able.
That's not problematic though. They're not women, so they won't know as much. You get me? They don't need to. They shouldn't know as much. They shouldn't know as much as like when it comes to that shit.
To be able to tell her how to take care of herself.
That's true. I meant like the way like
I would hope so.
Like putting in a tampon.
Why does everyone say that? It's 2022. Like everyone should know. Like no, nigga, they are men. They should not know about period. Like they should not know all this other extra stuff about periods and shit and like how to be a girl. Like you're telling me a gay guy can teach their daughter or a girl, you get me, how to be a woman or how to be how to look after yourself as a girl. Like no, the fuck.
Yeah, I mean.
And then you're saying it's 2022. Like, chill.
That's what they signed up for, to have
true.
a little girl,
You know
is to
what?
show her how to take care of herself.
I'm curious, what is their reason for not wanting to let you tell them?
They haven't given me one. I've been told it will happen. Multiple times it's been, oh, she's starting to ask questions. We should sit down and talk about it. And then when I set up the meeting, we don't discuss it.
Okay, that changes my mind. I think that's not fair that they're not giving a time frame for you. I plan to have kids myself too.
How?
And I'm not gonna lie to them. Two guys, we can't make a child. So I'm gonna say like, there is a woman that is your mom.
I'm gay and I have a husband and I have 2 daughters. Our 2 girls know everything. We've told them everything, they know everything. I don't know the reason why they're not telling her. All I know is that as a gay man who has 2 daughters and who are constantly, having comments like that come to us like, oh, what are you gonna do when they turn 13? Because
yeah, see, he's offended, bruv. I told you, man. That guy did not take that lightly. See, you don't know. You don't.
You're a woman. You don't know these things.
You don't.
I have many strong women in our lives, like my
that
husband.
That doesn't mean shit.
And we're gonna lean on them when that happens. But for that 11-year-old.
I can't lie, they're not always around though. You can't just rely on them.
And say that I'm your mom. In her eyes, yes, that would be fantastic. But those 2 guys are now going to be looked at as someone that this little girl cannot trust anymore, and that's what's getting me.
If you were to tell her without their permission, right? What would be the aftermath of that?
Well, I would never. Just like you're saying, they do have strong women around them already. I never want to assert my dominance because I gave up that right and I gave them the option to choose which women they want in their lives to fill that kind of motherly role.
I have one quick question for you. I just want to ask more clarity as someone who doesn't have that perspective. Why do you think the child would lose trust potentially in the parents?
Because the mum is literally that's literally the person that came out of their womb. I still don't. The fact that someone can do that is just crazy to me. Just give a child up for adoption. Now I understand you're going through shit, like bro. The fact you birthed that child, you let that child in the you get me. That came out of your as a woman. That came out of your vagina, bruv. You get me. Does that not have value to you? The value of life, does it not have value to you that you can just give it away, bro?
I think it's a huge thing to keep this away from her. I think an 11-year-old is very smart.
So why are you not saying yes? Why are you not on the yes side then?
It's just very concerning to me that, that this huge thing that will impact this little 11-year-old girl's life doesn't come from her 2 dads.
But bro, we understand that you took on a parent role, and obviously she's grateful of that. She's not saying that you're grateful of that, but at the end of the day, she needs to know that she has a mum out there that literally sees her every day, and you want to keep that away from her because you want the people that, you get me, like parented her to like have the most impact, bro. Like,
and will come from you. And I'm sure you're a wonderful person. You have all the great intent in the world, but I think that needs to be made by the two dads.
No.
Your story was very moving.
The fuck? She needs to...
Right, because I want to be a father one day. If I were you, I'd be more assertive and like get like a time frame, like say, okay, well, let's kind of flesh this out.
I agree on that. I do think she should be told, but I think she should be told by her parents.
I think there's very unclarity of what you think.
Let's ask.
Let's wait 1 minute. Aurora, what's your thought process here?
I have firm faith that they will meet you halfway and you'll be able to have that moment.
No, that's bullshit, bro.
You can't do it on your own.
If I were to put myself in your daughter's positions, because I also am adopted, if my birth mom came to me and was like, I'm your mother, and my parents knew and didn't tell me first, that's where I feel like the distrust would come from. Do you feel like you want to be her mother again? Is that like part of your intention?
No. I'm
What?
a huge ally, and I chose gay dads because I knew that I knew that she would be loved, like what I wasn't able to do at the time.
What? So you just had you put your whole body through all of that just to give up your child. So you like, what?
Thank you for that.
And
Awesome.
yeah, but I don't have their perspective at all. I'm a cis heterosexual woman, and I haven't gone through anything that they've gone through.
Bro, just don't have a child, man. I'm sorry, just don't have a child then, man. That shit pisses me off, man. You can just have a child, yeah, something so precious, and just like, I don't know, man. The fact she even said, I don't see me, like the reason for her to tell her, like, is she doesn't really want to be her carer. Like, she doesn't want to be a mother like that. So what, like...
Switched because...
So why put her through this? Why even tell her this if you're not even going to act as a mother?
Because
you're just going to act as a carer. Like, what?
don't think it's a good idea for her to tell her daughter. I don't think that's okay, because then she will be like, you lied to me my whole life, you know, to her dad, and she's hearing it from her. But at the end of the day, it's not like, it can't be the end and be all for the rest of her life though at the same time. So yeah, you have to, somebody's got to tell her.
Just that trust issue is just so huge for me as a parent.
Definitively, they're lying.
Yeah.
And you have to put yourself in the position of being lied to. When are they gonna be ready?
She kept talking about her needs, right? If she tells the kid before the parents do, the parents can fully be like, I don't trust you anymore.
The whole point is for her to stand her ground. Setting all morals aside, it's legally binding that they have to tell her.
She doesn't see the whole 360-degree picture in that house, what's discussed. And so for her to come in and just reveal this huge amount of news can be very, very life damaging.
Damaging?
To the little girl.
How? Bro, if she...
I think my last piece of advice to you is definitely be strong in what you want. Be direct. Redirect the conversation if you have to. If you have to take initiative, take it, because I will say, when I didn't, I regretted it for the rest of my life. And I don't want you to live through that.
You're amazing for doing what you did.
The fact they're like saying you should not tell your child that you're their mother because it will, I understand it needs to be from like the parents, but like, bro, if the parents are literally keeping it away, like if they're not doing it, bro, I'll just tell them. I'll tell her. I don't care about no stupid like. It will be damaging. It won't be like it's not my fault. The parents are shitty, bro. Like, you get me? Like the fact you become parents. You're not even gonna tell your child her background, fam. You're not even gonna tell her who her mum is. Like, just shows how much of a shit parent you are. So, gee, if that was my child, I would, you get me? I would tell them off rip. If they're literally withholding that information from her.
I respect you for that, for specifically, you know, placing them in that place. But I also think that there's a lot more people involved and not just you. You owe it to her to be honest and to be trusted.
And she is trying to be honest, but you're keeping it away from her. You're not allowing her to be honest. As parents.
And to be patient. And you owe it.
Nigga, it's been 11 years. The fuck? Be patient?
To them to be patient. You know, it's been 11 years. I think you can be patient a little longer and let the dads do it on their time. They said that they will, and I think that should be respected.
Yeah, but you hear what? No, man.
All right, Paige, have you made your decision?
Yes.
Gee, I would tell her. At least she's withholding information. Like if you constantly go at them saying, I need to tell her. I need to tell her that it's no. Okay? Makes sense.
You're awesome. You are great. You're so great.
That's awesome. It'll work out for the best.
Yeah.
It will.
What you did was selfless.
I'm excited for you when it's finally out there and that reconnection and all that love that you can give to her.
Watch how they're gonna say she's never
gonna
be able to Joe, she's never gonna be able to tell her now. I can't lie, because I feel like them two dads will just keep it away from her. Because the fact that there's not also a woman in that relationship. Like they know that once she finds out, she's gonna be shocked. She'd be like, I have a mum, so she's gonna spend way more time with the mum. You get me? They're scared of that, so that's why. Yo,
really excited for her.
They're not gonna tell her.
The whole experience kind of allowed me to have all of the perspectives that I was missing. And so to have an unbiased gay man tell me, no, I think we need to settle down and kind of go at the pace of the parents was definitely impactful. I hope that other birth moms, as well as myself, can really feel validated in our decisions and get our needs met, even if that means not getting what we actually want, but just maybe try to find something else that will bring that peace and relief.